Have you ever stopped to think that perhaps we have interpreted Christmas the wrong way all these years? While many drown in endless shopping lists, forced commitments, and unrealistic expectations, a simple truth remains forgotten. Christmas is not about what we have, but about who we become. What if I told you that you could transform this season into something deeply meaningful without spending another cent? We live in a society that sells packaged happiness, promising that more gifts and lavish parties will fill any void. But why, even after so many grand celebrations, do so many people feel empty when the lights go out? Perhaps it's because we forget what truly matters: genuine connections, cultivated virtues, and a life lived with purpose. Imagine a Christmas where the focus isn't on what's under the tree, but on who is around it, where memories are built with simple gestures, authentic moments, and sincere presence, where you control your emotions, overcome conflicts with serenity, and face challenges as opportunities for growth. This is more than a philosophical idea. It's a practical way to live better. But here's what few say. Living this way requires a shift in mindset. It involves rethinking priorities and challenging the unwritten rules of consumption and appearances. Yet the reward is immense: a lighter heart, deeper relationships, and an inner peace that cannot be bought. All of this is within your reach if you are willing to look at Christmas with new eyes. What if you could learn timeless principles that helped great minds throughout history find clarity, balance, and purpose even in the most challenging situations? What if these same ideas could transform your Christmas and your life? It's not about renouncing celebrations, but celebrating them with a higher purpose. The question is, are you ready to abandon the mindless rush and embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal transformation? Perhaps this is the most important gift you can give yourself this year-end. Imagine the serenity of a clear mind, free from external noise and connected to what truly matters. Christmas is a subtle invitation to pause, a chance to reflect on the journey of the year that is coming to a close. It's not about gift lists, but about moments lived. The Stoics teach us that life gains meaning when we recognize our experiences, whether triumphs or challenges. How about taking a notebook now and listing 3 things you genuinely feel grateful for? It could be an unexpected reunion or a challenge overcome with courage. While many rush after material possessions, few realize that true wealth lies in recognizing the value of experiences. Remember that family lunch that warmed your heart, or the heartfelt conversation with a friend that brought you clarity. These are the moments that define our journey, crafting a narrative of meaning and purpose. Imagine how it would feel to reconnect with these instances, creating a gratitude journal that you could revisit during the quiet nights of December. The challenges we face are disguised teachers. Each difficulty contains a lesson if we know how to look with wise eyes. Perhaps that frustrating project at work taught you about resilience, or that family argument sparked a new sense of empathy. Stoic gratitude isn't about ignoring what hurts, but recognizing that even storms have something to offer us. An opportunity for growth. Take a few minutes today to appreciate the simple things: a child's smile on the street, the smell of fresh coffee, or the gentle breeze of a lazy morning. When we pay attention to these details, life feels less rushed and more meaningful. It's in this state of presence that we find the emotional balance we seek. Practice self-reflection without hurry. Close your eyes and ask yourself, what did I learn this year? It's not about tallying external achievements, but understanding how you have evolved within. Daily meditation can help organize these thoughts, providing clarity and serenity. Try closing your eyes for 5 minutes now and just breathe, allowing the most significant memories to naturally emerge. An interesting practice for this Christmas is to write letters of gratitude. They don't have to be sent. The act of writing itself promotes a sense of connection and inner peace. Express your feelings to those who made a difference in your life, or even to someone who brought challenges. This simple exercise can disarm resentments and open space for new beginnings. This journey of self-awareness and gratitude is infinite. With each reflection, new insights arise like waves renewing on the shore of life. And so, prepared by inner clarity, we can look outward and think, how can we use this wisdom to make a difference in the lives of others? Imagine if every act of kindness you practiced left an invisible mark on the world, like a star appearing in the sky. Christmas is the perfect time for this practice, an opportunity to extend a hand without expecting anything in return. The Stoics believed that virtue resides in just action, even when no one is watching. Have you ever thought that a simple smile or a word of encouragement could be the highlight of someone's day? Practicing genuine help doesn't require unlimited resources, but rather a willing heart. Small gestures like offering a ride to a colleague or preparing a meal for an elderly neighbor can create a transformative impact. True charity is silent and discreet. It's not about recognition, but about doing good simply because it's the right thing to do. Remember, those who share what they have multiply their inner wealth. Have you ever found yourself thinking about how you could help more, but not knowing where to start? Choose one simple and concrete action. How about setting aside some clothes you no longer wear and donating them to someone in need? Or perhaps dedicating a few hours to volunteer at a local organization? These actions are practical, immediate, and promote a sense of purpose that no amount of money can buy. Helping isn't limited to the material. Sometimes what someone lacks most in life is true attention. A phone call to that friend who has been out of touch could be more valuable than any expensive gift. Listen with an open heart, without haste or judgment. When you offer your genuine presence, you create a space where the other feels seen and valued. Think of the times you were helped without even realizing it. Perhaps someone gave you a timely piece of advice or offered silent support. Life is a constant exchange, and each of us has something unique to offer. Recognizing this is an act of wisdom and justice, a humble exercise that broadens our perspective on what truly matters. True help strengthens both the giver and the receiver. It's a practice that transcends Christmas and should be cultivated throughout the entire year. What kind of person do you want to be? One who waits for opportunities, or one who actively creates them? By acting with virtue and generosity, you take control of your own narrative, transforming the world around you. If this idea seems inspiring, perhaps it's time to take action. Imagine how your life could be different if generosity became a conscious habit. Christmas is just the beginning, a chance to ignite a light that can shine throughout the year. And that light doesn't have to be grand. Even the smallest candles can dispel darkness. When was the last time you celebrated something without complicating it? Christmas often comes wrapped in endless lists, forced commitments, and impulsive purchases. But does it have to be this way? Stoics teach us that the value of a celebration lies not in opulence but in authenticity. Picture a quiet evening with the people you love, sharing a meal prepared together, filled with genuine memories and laughter. This is priceless, and it doesn't have to cost anything. Think about how the best memories are made from simplicity. That special breakfast on an ordinary day, the casual conversation at sunset. What if you applied this philosophy to your Christmas? A picnic in the park or a family game night can be far more meaningful than a grand, stressful party. Remember, less is more when the heart is present. If you plan to give gifts, choose with purpose. An inspiring book can transform a life. A handwritten letter can touch someone more profoundly than any expensive item. Consider gifts that add value to the soul, not just the material. And if you want something even more special, why not create an annual tradition? For example, reading a story together that symbolizes the spirit of Christmas. Avoid falling into the trap of rampant consumerism. Elaborate parties, overflowing tables, and extravagant decorations can be tempting, but ask yourself, does this truly bring joy or just more worries? Stoics remind us that true luxury is the serenity of a calm mind. Trade excess for sincere presence. Happiness is found in moments that don't need filters to seem perfect. Try creating a minimalist tradition. How about preparing a meal together, where each person contributes a special dish? Not only is it fun, but it's also a practical way to share responsibilities and create meaningful memories. The taste of a meal prepared in unity is much more memorable than any sophisticated dish ordered in. Remember that the true Christmas spirit lies in human connections. How about surprising someone with an unexpected visit or a sincere message? Perhaps that coworker going through tough times or a lonely neighbor. A small gesture can brighten someone's day in a surprising way. And that light also reflects back on you. When it all comes down to it, what remains are the moments of truth. It's not the accumulated objects or the glamorous parties, but the strengthened bonds, shared laughter, and acts of kindness. With this in mind, a new reflection arises. How can we find emotional balance amid the hustle and bustle of the holiday season? The end of the year is a whirlwind of emotions, expectations, reunions, and sometimes even family tensions. Stoicism teaches us that we can't control the behavior of others, but we can choose our responses. Imagine yourself as a rock facing the waves, firm, unyielding. If a family argument arises, take a deep breath, practice active listening, and avoid reacting impulsively. Calmness is your greatest ally. Christmas gatherings can bring mixed feelings, nostalgia for those who are no longer present, buried frustrations, or unrealistic expectations. The solution lies in accepting reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. Instead of trying to change others' behavior, focus on what you can control, your attitude. A simple, "Let me think about that before responding," can prevent many conflicts. Avoid falling into the comparison game. While many showcase perfect lives on social media, remember that these images are just snapshots. True happiness isn't measured in likes, but in inner serenity. Try a digital detox during the holidays. Less time online, more time present. Turning off notifications can be a gift to your mental health. Excess can also be emotional. Food, drinks, and even commitments can become traps that overwhelm body and mind. Stoics advocate moderation as the path to freedom. Why not create a balance plan? Include intentional breaks to relax, even on the busiest days. 10 minutes of silence can be more refreshing than an entire afternoon of mindless rest. If stress knocks at your door, try simple deep breathing techniques. Inhale slowly while counting to 4, hold your breath for another 4, and exhale at the same rhythm. Repeat a few times. It may seem trivial, but it helps reduce anxiety and clear the mind. It's a self-care act available to anyone, anywhere. Additionally, prepare yourself emotionally before celebrations. Visualize how you would like to behave in the most challenging situations. Practicing premeditatio malorum, the mental anticipation of possible problems, doesn't mean being pessimistic, but being ready to respond with calmness and wisdom. Remember, you have the power to choose how you feel in the face of the unpredictable. And when the festivities end, take a moment for yourself. A quiet walk outdoors or a relaxing bath can help process the emotions experienced. This way, your mind prepares for a new cycle with lightness and clarity. Speaking of clarity, have you considered the power of meditation to find that inner peace, even on the most chaotic days? Imagine being able to access a source of calm and clarity at any moment, even amid the holiday rush. That's exactly what the practice of Stoic meditation offers. Contrary to what many believe, meditating isn't about emptying the mind, but training your attention to focus on what matters. During Christmas, set aside a few minutes each day to be present, reflect on what is under your control, and accept serenely what is not. One of the most powerful techniques is premeditatio malorum, the anticipation of problems. This doesn't mean expecting the worst, but rather preparing to face it with courage and wisdom. Imagine yourself in a tense family meeting. How would you act if something unexpected happened? Anticipating helps you respond calmly, rather than react impulsively. Life becomes lighter when you're not caught off guard. The practice doesn't have to be complex. Choose a quiet place, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Think of 3 things you're grateful for and 3 challenges you want to confront with more serenity. When you're done, visualize yourself handling these situations wisely and balanced. This simple practice can transform your mental state, bringing more presence to your daily life. During the holidays, take small mindfulness pauses. This could be while sipping a coffee or gazing at Christmas lights. Ask yourself, am I present right now or lost in worries? The Stoics remind us that life happens in the present moment. Learning to recognize this truth is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Another classic exercise is meditating on transience. Remember that all moments, good or bad, are fleeting. This isn't a reason for sadness, but an invitation to cherish each instant. The simple act of contemplating impermanence can bring a new depth to your year-end celebrations. If you've never tried meditating, start with 5 minutes a day. Meditation apps can be useful, but a moment of silence on the porch works just as well. Don't worry about doing it right. The practice isn't a performance, but an act of self-care. Imagine how your life could change if you gave yourself this gift of tranquility daily. And speaking of gifts, the continuous practice of meditation creates a state of balance that doesn't fade with the holidays. It becomes an internal guide, helping to cultivate deeper and more meaningful relationships. Have you ever wondered how you can intentionally and genuinely strengthen your most important bonds? Imagine if every encounter with someone special was an opportunity to strengthen a genuine connection. The Stoics believed that true wealth lies in human connections. This Christmas, when reunions are common, why not adopt a more conscious approach? Instead of engaging in superficial conversations, dive into meaningful dialogues. Ask more, listen attentively, and share stories that truly matter. How often do we forget to appreciate those around us? Small gestures can make a huge difference. A lingering hug, an unexpected message, or even a simple "thank you for being here" can reignite forgotten bonds. Relationships are like plants. They need constant attention to thrive. The good news is that offering genuine presents costs nothing. If there are past conflicts, Christmas is a chance for rebuilding. A sincere message of reconciliation can heal old wounds. The Stoics teach that forgiving doesn't mean forgetting, but rather freeing yourself from the weight of resentment. A phone call or a meeting can open doors that pride keeps shut. After all, emotional courage is also a virtue. Authentic relationships are built in moments of mindfulness. How about creating a new family tradition? It could be a special dinner without digital distractions, or a board game where everyone participates. These small practices reinforce connection and create memories that will last long after the Christmas lights dim. Also, remember to practice gratitude in your relationships. Thank people for who they are, not just for what they do. A genuine compliment or a handwritten letter can mean more than any expensive gift. When we acknowledge others' qualities, we strengthen the invisible bonds that unite us. Don't forget to cultivate your relationship with yourself. Often, we lose ourselves in trying to please others, forgetting that our most important relationship is internal. Take time to reflect on what you value and how you can become a better person for those around you. This self-awareness makes all the difference. Thus, by genuinely strengthening your relationships, you build a network of emotional support and meaning. However, for that, planning and a clear vision of what you want to cultivate in the coming year are also necessary. How can Stoicism help define goals and build a more balanced and intentional life? The end of the year is like a blank page waiting to be written on. The Stoics teach us that we don't control what happens, but we can choose how to react. Why not use this wisdom to review your year intentionally? Take a quiet moment and ask yourself, what were my biggest victories and my toughest lessons? Everything has value when we look through the right lens. Stoic reflection goes beyond material achievements. Think about your virtues. Were you wiser, fairer, or braver? Maybe you learned to be more patient or to respond to criticism with serenity. Acknowledge your internal progress as real merits. Write down your lessons, like a captain consulting his navigation charts before setting sail on a new journey. Planning for the next year with a Stoic mindset means focusing on what is within your control. External goals are important, but internal goals are essential. How about setting something like practice more gratitude or be more present with family? These commitments don't depend on external factors and are entirely achievable. True transformation starts from the inside out. Be specific when defining your goals. Instead of saying, "I want to be healthier," choose something like, "Walk for 30 minutes a day." This gives clarity and purpose to your intentions. Make a short but meaningful list. Fewer promises, more actions. Stoicism reminds us that daily discipline is more powerful than grand resolutions forgotten in a few weeks. Also, consider creating a monthly review ritual. This helps you adjust your course throughout the year. Don't wait until December to realize that something isn't working. Small periodic adjustments can prevent major deviations. Life is a constantly evolving work, and that's liberating. Every day you have a new chance to choose better. Visualize what your life will be like if you truly apply these principles. Imagine waking up every day with clarity of purpose and the tranquility of knowing you're doing your best. Planning wisely doesn't mean avoiding problems, but being ready to face them with courage and serenity. That's more powerful than any lucky charm. And if you're ready to dive even deeper into this process of self-discovery and personal development, it might be time to consider practical tools that can guide you on this journey. Have you ever imagined having a philosophical map to navigate the challenges and opportunities of life? Now, after everything you've seen, the question remains, are you ready to do things differently? Life doesn't change with empty promises at the end of the year or hastily scribbled resolutions. True transformation happens when you consciously decide to apply what you've learned, starting with small actions that make a significant difference. Imagine waking up on Christmas morning with a peaceful mind, free from unnecessary worries, and ready to celebrate with presence and meaning. What would it be like to live a holiday without rush, stress, or unrealistic expectations? All of this is within your reach when you practice the Stoic principles we've explored together. But I need to ask, what's stopping you from starting now? The comfort of routine? The fear of stepping out of the automatic? Remember, Stoics teach us that true strength comes from our daily choices. How can you cultivate more gratitude, simplicity, and courage in your life starting this moment? You have two options before you. Continue experiencing the holidays as you always have, or elevate your experience to something greater, deeper, and more meaningful. How would you like to remember this Christmas? As a series of exhausting obligations or as a memorable moment of reconnection with what truly matters? What if you could apply these lessons not just at Christmas, but every day of the year? This change doesn't have to be complicated. Small intentional decisions can lead to transformative impact. The question is, are you willing to take that first step? If you feel it's time to elevate your life to a new level, I invite you to explore the ebook Stoic Mindset, a practical journey to develop emotional balance, resilience, and purpose. It offers tools to face daily challenges with clarity and courage, helping you live a fuller and more meaningful life. Click now and discover how to apply these teachings in a practical and transformative way. And before you go, watch the next video that's appearing on your screen to continue learning how to live with more purpose and serenity. You deserve this transformation.